speak. Please, in case you have any question in the course of this class and subsequent classes, feel free to ask. If I'm explaining any concept and you're not getting it, feel free to ask. Are you getting it? Sometimes I deliberately pause to get feedback from you guys, but then most of the times you don't give me response. So I would love you guys to to do that. Thank you. So let's continue. Today we'll be doing Rust today. So let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Now let's start by writing an hello word in Rust. So to write hello word in Rust, all you have to do is to use the print line macro, print ln, then in double quotes, we type in hello word this way, hello word like this. So if you run it from here, we should see hello word, which is this one here. So we have successfully run our first Rust program. Now, Rust is a compiled programming language. Remember in the last class, or in the first class rather, when we were talking about the types of programming languages based on their mode, the way they get translated. We talked about interpreted language. We talked about compiled language. So Rust is a compiled language, and most compiled languages they usually start from a particular function. It means that you can have many functions in a programming language or in a program rather. Are you getting it? But you have to start from a particular what function. The execution has to start from a particular function. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Hello, hello, guys.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you. I'm with
Okay.
you.
So do you understand what I'm trying to say? I say that the execution of your Rust program must start from a particular function, and the name of that function is called the main function. That's why we're having main here. Now, in the course of in course of writing programs, we are going to write many other functions apart from this main function. But whenever you want to execute your Rust program, it usually start from the main function. It will always start from the main function. So the main function is regarded as or is referred to as the entry point of a Rust application. So let me type it down here in the comments. The main function is the entry point of a Rust application or a Rust program. So that's the first thing to know. So anytime you are running a Rust program, chances are you may have thousands of functions, but then it has to start from a particular function. That function is called the main function. So that's that about that. Now, in every programming language, as we all know, we need variables, isn't it? Yes, it is. In Let me get rid of this. In let's say JavaScript, we need variables. In Python, we also need variable. Even in Solidity, we did Solidity in the last class. We used variable. So the same thing applies to Rust. In Rust also, we need what? Variables. So how do we declare variables in Rust? We use what's called the let keyword. Use the let keyword. So how do you declare it? Let's say I want to declare a variable called number. Let me call it num. And I want to assign the value of let's say 5 like this. So this is how you declare a variable in Rust. This is how we do what? Declare a variable in Rust. Now, One thing you need to know about variables in Rust is that they are immutable by default. So, another comment, Rust variables, Rust variables are immutable by default. Are you getting it? They are immutable. So what do you mean by immutable? It means that you cannot change them by default. In programming languages like, let's say, JavaScript, if I declare a variable here and let's say with the same keyword, let's like this. If I should do, let's say, age is equal to 5, I can come down here and say age is equal to 10, and I will not be wrong. Are you getting it? And I would not be what? I will not be wrong. But in Rust, variables are immutable. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
when I run this program here, I'm getting an error. Why am I getting error? Because by default, Rust programs are what? Rust variables rather are immutable. That means you cannot change them. They are unchangeable. They cannot be changed. So if you try to change it, like I'm doing it here, it's going to give you what? Error. Do you understand? So how do you now? It's not possible for like most of the times in real application, you will always want to change your variables. Are you getting it? In real applications. So how do you now make your variables mutable? So you make your variables mutable by adding the mute keyword before the variable name. So let me come to this place here. Let me type in mut like this. So if I put mut here, this variable age here becomes mutable. So if I should come here now and I print age is this, I'll also come back to this syntax. But let me print it there first rather. Age is this, then let's say number is this. So the first one here is age like this. Next one is number. So if I should come to this place here and run it, I should be having 10 and 5. So you can see that the program is running. Why is it running? Because I'm applying mute here. Now for this one here, for this norm here, I'm not changing it at all. I'm not changing. So because I'm not changing it, it's not going to give me what? Error. I get it. So by default, the first thing you need to know is by default, variables in Rust are immutable, meaning that you can't change them. So once you declare them, they will continue to retain that value unless you use the mute keyword, mut, this way like this. Now let me now talk about this syntax here. This syntax. So if you want to print variables in your string, remember when we started, I printed something like this. I did print line like this with the print line macro. This is called a macro. We talk about that too. And I did hello world like this. Hello world this way. Let me comment out this ones here for now. So I did hello world like this. Are you getting it? Now this, what's wrong? Sorry. So this sequence of character here is what we call a string. Are you getting it? We call it what? A string. Why? Because it is encode. It is inside. It is between two quotes. Are you getting it? Anytime you have characters between quotes in programming languages, Rust is also an example of such language. It is called a string. Are you getting it? Now, if you now want to print something inside that string, that you want to replace some things, you want to add some things inside that string. In programming languages like JavaScript, they do something like this. You can do something like this plus age, then plus num. But then in Rust, how do we do it? We use string interpolation. So string interpolation simply means that you type in your text like this, then use opening curly brace and closing curly brace as a placeholder like this. So age is opening curly brace, closing curly brace. Then This opening curly brace and closing curly brace must have a corresponding variable outside the quotes. Yeah, this place here, it must have a corresponding variable. So this first one here now corresponds to this age here. The second one you're having here corresponds to this norm here. Do you understand? So this is what we call string interpolation. So behind the scene, Ross is going to fix this age inside this curly brace, and at the same time fix this norm here inside this what curly brace. So if I'm to uncomment these lines of code and run it, we should be having age is 10 and norm is 5. So why are we having age is 10 and norm is 5? Because this placeholder here, this curly brace is serving as a placeholder for this age here. So you can put as many variables you want. So I can put, let's say, 10 here. So that means if I'm to put 10 here, I should have another curly brace like this that will serve as the placeholder. So if I run it, I should be seeing norm is 510 at the end of the string. Let's see. So norm is 510. Do you understand? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, do
You're
you
following.
understand what I've been doing so far?
This is all new to me, but I'm
What do you
following,
say?
sir.
What do you say?
This is new to me. This is my first time of attending
Okay,
any blockchain development class, but I'm following what you're doing, sir.
okay. Okay,
Yes, sir.
what about the others?
Yes, I'm following what you're doing. So I asked a question on the I'm following, I asked a question like, can you tell us the this how I can be able to install it on my system and at least follow up?
Okay. Actually, we are using online compiler currently. Setting up Rust is not a trivial task. Are you getting it? So that's why I'm using online compiler for now. So should I paste? Let me paste the link to the compiler so that I can
Yes,
follow
sir.
along. Maybe in one of our subsequent class, we are going to install it.
Okay.
So let me paste it
Okay.
here. So online compiler. Can you see it in the income messages?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the guy that said that this is his first class, this is his first code and programming class. Are you sure you're following? Like, is there anything that is not clear to you? Feel free to ask. I'm going to explain again. Okay.
So to this point, I'm understanding what you're doing. So just keep going. If there's anything, I'll let you know, sir.
Okay. Fantastic. So a quick recap. In Rust, you declare variable with the let keyword. Then after declaring a variable, it is immutable. You can't change it afterwards. You have to use the what mute keyword to do what to make it changeable. And this syntax here is called string interpolation. Let me also add a comment here. String interpolation. So what's string interpolation? It means that this curly brace here or this pair of curly brace here is going to be replaced with this age here. Same for this and this one here too. So that's what it means. Now, having talked about that, Rust has another feature which is called shadowing. So shadowing. Let me talk about shadowing. I comment this and I do shadowing like this. So what's shadowing? Shadowing simply means that when you declare a variable, you can redeclare it and assign another value to it. You can do what? Redeclare that variable and assign another value to it. In other programming languages, when you declare a variable, you cannot redeclare it. You can reassign values to that variable, but it is not possible for you to redeclare it. It's going to give you error. But in Rust, you can do what? Redeclare. Do you understand? So let me show you how it works. If I come here and I do let's say size like this equals, let's say 50. Do you understand? Now it means that if I print ln like this, the this the size is curly brace like this, my size. It means that if I should do something like this, I can come down here and declare this size here and assign another value to it. So I can do something like this. Let's say size equals 39. Print line like this. This is the new size. So let's run it and see. Oh, this one here is supposed to be a macro. So also in the course of the class, don't be surprised if you see me make mistakes. Are you getting it? The mistake is going to make you, learn. It will not be, it will not make that much sense if we are just running smooth program all through the class. You may not know how to debug. Are you getting it? So look at follow how would I put it? Follow the mistakes I make. Are you getting it? And learn from them so that on your own you'll be able to do what? Debug. Are you getting it? So there are some times that I may intentionally introduce error inside the program so as to make us, crack our brains. There are sometimes that the mistakes may not be deliberate. I get in, they may not be deliberate, that we just be sweating to make. So the goal is just for us to, learn all the use cases so that we won't be stuck when we get to different scenarios in the course of our, in the course of programming. So yeah, now I got an error here. So if you check my cursor, error expected function found macro print line. So this one here now is telling me where the error is. So main.r. So the name of this file here is hello.rs, but the function is the main function. So it's telling me that it is on line 14. Line 14. So this is the new size. So it's giving me clue. Help use the exclamation to invoke the macro. So remember I told you that this is a macro. So I'm supposed to put exclamation mark here, which I didn't. So if I were to run this again now, we should have what? 50 and 39. So this 50 is coming from this line of code, yeah, and 39 is coming from this line of code. So this feature is not in other programming languages. It's not common in programming languages like JavaScript, Python, Go, and so on and so forth. So I say it's exclusive to Rust. I don't know if there are other languages that support this kind of thing, but then Rust supports it. So it is called shadowing. Shadowing simply means redeclaring a variable and assigning the value to it after, after declaring it. Do you understand? Do you understand? Hello? Hello? Hello, guys.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Okay, that's good to hear. Now,
You said that you added the print. I didn't really get what you said there.
and
Like
that's
the
why I was
variable of
asking you, do you understand? If I tell you, do you understand? Always say, if you don't understand, just say you don't understand. You don't have to say yes, sir. Are you getting it? So, what happened is that I I typed in print ln here. Are you getting it? Print ln here is not a macro. It's not the correct macro. Now in Rust, we are going to talk about functions. We're going to talk about functions and macro. Are you getting it? Functions and macro. So how do you differentiate between a function and a macro in Rust? The difference is that the similarity is that, let me start with the similarity. If I have prints like this, and I have something like this, and I also have prints like this, and I have exclamation like this. So the similarity is that both of them are having parentheses. This symbol here, both of them are having it. That's the similarity between a what? A function and a what? A macro. But the difference is that a function does not have exclamation mark. Are you getting it? So when you see something that has exclamation mark like this in Rust and has parentheses this way, from what I'm highlighting here, it is a macro. Are you getting it? These ones there, I don't know if they are if they are in Rust. I'm just using that as an example for you. Are you getting it? So in Rust, there's nothing like print line like this. There's no print line function, but we have print line macro. So the reason why we ran into error the other time. Let me comment this one here out and run it again to see the error. So the reason why we ran into error the other time is because we didn't put exclamation mark here. Let me do it again. So you can see we are using print ln here instead of us using what? Print ln and exclamation mark. So if I should add it back, run it again, this time around, it's going to run fine. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now we know about variables. We also know how to print them using interpolation. We know about shadowing. Do you understand? Now let's not talk about constants. Constants. So let's talk about constants. So to declare a constant, use the const keyword like this, then any name, just like your variable. So the convention is to use capital letter for your constants. So let's say I want to do max number or max size like this. Let's say the maximum size of a shoe. So I can do, let's say, 60 like this. And the difference is that a variable can be changed. Are you getting? Can be changed if you add a mute keyword before it. Are you getting it? But a constant, you can't change it at all. When they say something is constant, it means it cannot change. It's permanent. Example of a constant, mathematical constant, is pi. Are you getting it? For instance, if you are doing a calculation, let's say you are working on circle in your program, in your Rust program, and you want to look for a way to store the value of pi, you have it to be 3.142 like this. Are you getting it? You can store it inside the constant since you know that it is not going to change. Do you understand? Constants don't change, they remain the same. So that's the difference between a constant and a variable. A variable is immutable by default, but once you add the mute keyword to it, it's going to be what? Mutable. But a constant cannot be changed. It's not mutable at all. Do you understand? So that's the difference between a constant and a variable. Now, having talked about this, okay, let me explain also with a comment. A constant cannot be changed at all. So that's the note on constants.
That constant.
So having talked about this, okay,
Answer the question.
okay, go on,
Can you hear me, sir?
go on. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Go on. Hello.
Okay.
You can ask your
That
question.
constant that you
Chinedu.
declared, is it compulsory that
Okay.
the that constant that you declared, that constant that you declared,
Yes.
that constant that you declared, is it a must that you must have this max size beside it? Is it must? Is it a must? Or
It must
can
have
you
what?
use something else for it? Like
Is it a
now,
must that
maybe
it must have what?
like now, if you say constant now, you can say constant pi.
Yeah.
Is it going to be wrong if I put constant pi? to be 3.142 instead of constant max size.
Okay,
Is that correct?
okay, this place here, you mean I should put pi here? You mean I should put pi here? Hello, I can't hear you very
Is it a
well.
must that you must have constant max size? That max size there, is it must that you must declare that max size, or can you
Okay,
use, like, for instance, now, as this yeah, something like pi now, is it possible to put
I can't
pi
hear you
like
very
something
well.
like that?
Yeah, it's possible to do const pi like this.
That's what I meant.
You can use
You
any
can put
name
something
of
like
it.
pi.
Okay, you mean the sign of pi?
I'm saying, is it possible to put something like pi instead of max size? Oh, yes, yes, itself.
Like this. You mean something like okay, the
Yes, yes,
pi
yes.
of maths.
It's not a pi itself.
Okay, yeah, it's possible, it's possible. It's possible, yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
Instead of
exactly.
encoding the value here like this, Abby. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. When we start talking about libraries and packages,
Okay.
you will see it. Do you understand? Hello?
You understand
Hello?
it now?
Yes,
I
it's
know.
possible. So the same thing for there is Euler's constant too. That one too has a symbol. We are going to use it too. Even all these your sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, and so on and so forth. Some of them have um predefined value. Are you getting it? So they have symbols in Rust, but usually with the use of packages and modules. So when we start talking about modules, we use some of those stuff you just mentioned. So that's a good question. Thank you. So let's not talk about it, data types. Let's talk about data types. Let me comment out this one here. Comment out this one here. Comment this ones too out. Comment this out. Same goes with these ones here. So data types. Let's talk about data types. So data type simply means the type of data that a variable can accept. So that's just the simple meaning of what a data type is. The type of variable that a variable can, the type of data rather, that a variable can accept. So what do I mean by that? Let me use a simple analogy for that. Now, for instance, if you have, let's say, a cup, you have a cup and your pocket. Now, both cup and pocket, they are containers, isn't it? They can contain something, but then they can't contain everything. It will not make sense for you to, for instance, the cup is designed to accept what? Water, to contain water and other liquids. The pocket is not designed to contain water, so it does not make sense for you to pour water inside your pocket and say you want to store the water inside your pocket. It's going to leak, isn't it? So the same way, the pocket also has things that it can contain. For instance, let's say your money, your phone. You can't be putting your phone inside your pocket while walking around. You can of course do that, but then the cup is not that's not what the cup is designed for. You understand? So what that's just the meaning of data type of data that a variable can do what can accept, can hold. Now we have different types of data types in Rust. We have integer data type. So let's talk about integer. So if I do let num like this equals, let's say 32 this way. So this is an integer data type. Now there is annotation for types in Rust.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? We are not seeing anything.
Same thing with me. It's not biology.
It's more. Uh, am I the one that is wrong in what?
You're not rugging. Everybody sees it though.
What happened?
I think his network is actually bad.
He's not in the call again. No. Abi, you see me that is wrong in or what? Because I'm not seeing anything. Did anybody hear me? I'm not seeing one. Am I? I'm not hearing anything. I've left the class and come back.
Hello, I can hear you.
The coach is not in the class again. No.
relevance. I'm so sorry. I had network issue. I'm very sorry, everyone. Let's continue. I'll share my screen now. So I was talking about signed and unsigned. Are you getting it? So this one here now is on. This one here is signed. It means that when they see something is signed, it means that it can accept. It can accept both positive and negative numbers. This one here is unsigned. It means that it can only accept positive number. So if I should come to this place here now and print the both of them, let me print. Let's not forget our ln and colon. Sorry, our exclamation mark to indicate that it is a macro. So if I say the signed number is this and the unsigned number is this. So if I put num here and I put unum here, terminate with semicolon. Now if I'm to run this, I should have negative 32 and 32. So let's run it. So we're having negative 32 and 32. Now, if I should reverse this thing here now, I remove this negative here and I add it to this place, to the unsigned here. It's going to give me error. Are you getting it? So let me do that so that you can see. So you can see it's giving me error. Why is it giving me error? Because unsigned integers, unsigned numbers in general cannot be negative. They can only be positive. They can't be negative. So you cannot have minus 32 as unsigned. So this one here is you can apply this one here if you have, let's say, a variable that you know that okay, this variable only accepts positive number. For instance, let's say you are accepting the age of people. So if I'm to collect the age of people now or the age of somebody, I can use what unsigned for it. Since I know that the age cannot be negative, it's not possible for age to be negative. Are you getting it? So I can use unsigned for it. Now, if you want something that can accept both positive and negative numbers, then the signed version is the best option. Are you getting it? Now, we have talked about signed and unsigned integer. Let's now talk about the variants of integers, the other variants of integers. So we have, let smallest number like this equals, let me type it, I8 like this, I8, I8. So let it to be equal to, let's say, 100 like this. So if I should do smallest number to be equal to I8 or to be equal to 100 rather, let me put it, smallest is this. Let me print it out. If I'm to print it, okay, I'm still getting this error because I've not changed this unsigned integer to positive. So let me change this to positive and make this one a negative. So let's run it now. We should not see any error. So you can see the smallest is what? 100. Are you getting it? So why is it 100? Because we are putting 100 there. But if I'm to put something like this here, let me put, let's say, 130 here. Let me put 130 here. And I run it. What do you observe, everybody? Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Chinedu.
Yes, I can hear you.
So I'm asking, what can you see on the screen?
You can see some codes.
Okay, if you check the right hand side, what can you see?
The right hand side, there are some figures here. Let smallest number.
Okay. That's an error. That's actually an error. Are you getting it? So I'm trying to explain the variance of integer for you. Are you getting it? So this one here now is giving us error. Why is it giving us error? Now let me tell you the reason. Because when you have I8 like this, there is a range of value that it can accept. Are you getting it? So I8 can accept from negative 128 like this to I think 126 like this. So anything outside of this range is not going to accept it. It's going to throw error. So remember, I'm putting 130 here and it's giving me error. If I'm to change this one here to, let's say, 100, let me change it to 100 like this, and I run it. Let's see what it's going to give us. Sorry, let's run this and see what's going to give us. Not here, yeah. Can you see it? It's printing it. Why is it printing it? Because I8 is what? From negative 127 like this to, or negative 128 rather, to 127. So that means I can put any value from year to year and it's not going to give me error. But if I'm to put a value that is outside, if I should put negative 129 here now, it should give me an error also. Let me run it. You can see the error. Yeah, it's giving me error because it is out of the range. So the variance of integers is just based on the range. So different variants have different range. Are you getting it? Integer 8 has its own range, which is from negative 128 to 127. The same thing for integer 16, the same thing for integer 32, and the same thing for integer 64. So we have 64, we have 128, and I think we have 256. Do you understand? So those are the variants of integer. So the same thing applies for unsigned. So remember, this I8 here is signed. It means that it can accept both negative and positive number. So if I should come to this place here now and I do let smallest, or let me say let unsigned like this, unsigned smallest number. So let it be, now to type this one here, it's going to be colon U8 like this. So if I make it, let's say negative 120 or even negative 1. Now, if it were to be I8, it is not going to give us error, but because it is U8 now, it's going to give us error. Why is it giving us error? Remember I said we have two types of, integers. We have I'm not talking about the variance, I'm talking about the types. We have the unsigned integer and we have the signed. Anytime you declare a variable with I, whether I32, I16, I64, I8, and so on and so forth. Anytime you declare a variable with I, it means it is what? It is signed. Signed simply means that it can accept either positive number or a negative number. Do you understand? But the other type, which is unsigned, means that it can only accept positive number. So this one here now is going to give us an error if we run it. So let's run it and see if it's going to give us error. So if I should come to this place and I click on run here, I should have an error. So you can see the error here. Is highlighting for us here. -1 because it is what? Unsigned. So if I come back to this place and I change it to, let's say, +1, Let me change it to a positive one and run it now. We should not have the error. Okay. Okay. So we are not having the error, but we are having another error. So let me quickly tell you the reason why we're having this error. So in Rust also, if you have a variable, you must use that variable. You must use the variable. If you don't use the variable, it's going to cause error. So if you check this right hand side, you're going to see one here, warning, unused variable. So it means that you must use all your variable. If you're not using any variable, then there's no point in declaring it. Don't declare the variable. So because I didn't use this variable now, that's why it's throwing this error. So if I should use it, let me copy it, and I do, let's say, unsigned smallest like this. Unsigned smallest. Let me come to this place and paste it here. So if I should run it now, I should not have any error. Wait. Okay, out of range. Okay, I'm still having 129 here. Let me turn this one here back to 126 and run it. So you can see our code is now running. We are not having any error again. So what are the takeaway for these things? For these things, the key takeaways are we have unsigned numbers. We also have what? Signed numbers. When they say a number is signed number, it simply means that you can accept either positive or negative. You can accept any of them. If it is signed, it means it can accept just a positive number. It cannot accept negative number. Also in Rust, you cannot just declare variable and decide not to use it. If you're not using a variable, then don't declare it. That's the philosophy of Rust. If you're not declaring it, if you're not using a variable rather, don't do what? Don't declare it. Are you getting it? So we also have different variants of integers in Rust. So the variants we have are I38, I32 rather, I16, I8, I64, and so on and so forth. So these are the variants. Now, the same way we have for I, we have for U also. So we have U8, U16, U34, U60, sorry, U32 rather, U64, and U128, and so on and so forth. You understand? So those are the variants of integers that we have in Rust. Also, we also talked about the mutability of the nature of a Rust variable. A Rust variable cannot be changed by default unless you add a mute keyword before the variable. So this one here can be changed because I'm having mute here. But if I should remove this mute here, it will be what? Immutable. We talked about constant also, which means something I cannot change. Whether you add mute or not, there's nothing like even mute for constant. A constant means something that does not change. That's something that's permanent throughout the lifetime of a program. So that's that about that. Now I want to talk about other types of data types. But before I move there, I want to give you an assignment. So the assignment is going to be this. It's not something difficult. So remember I talked about I32 and I8. I told you that the range for I8 here, I8 is from negative 120, 127 to 128. Remember, this is what I told you for I8. So I want you to do the same thing for I16, I32, I64. Look for the range for me. Then in the next class, we are going to. So let me write it down so that we are not going to forget, or it will be easy for us to, So write down the range of values for these variables, for these integer types. So the first one is I8. The second one is, I've done this one already, but you can still, add it to it. So we have U8. So let me write it side by side. Let me write them side by side. So I8 I16, I16, I32, I64, I128. Okay, let's stop here. Then for you also, U16, U32, U64, U128. So just the range of the values that this data can access. Are you getting it? So that's about that. Now let's quickly talk about floats before we call it a day. So I would say floats. Float simply means numbers that have decimal points. Numbers that do what? That have decimal points. So integer simply means a number that does not have the decimal points. So in Rust, to declare a float, you use the words use F. Okay, let's say for instance now I want to collect the shoe size of a user. Shoe size. Let me say shoe size like this. So I will use F like this, F32 equals, let's say, 45.3. So why do we use floats? Now, it's not all numbers that are usually whole numbers. Sometimes when you're collecting data from users, the numbers are going to be what in decimal form. For instance, if you want to collect the size of a user shoe, it can be 45 point something. Are you getting it? Even the height of a user, let's say the height of the user can be, let's say 16.5 centimeter. I'm just using that as an example. Are you getting it? So 16.5 centimeter. Let's say the weight of a user can be 45.5 gram or kilogram, and so on and so forth. So you can't use an integer to do what to store that kind of value. So that's why we use floats. So to declare a float, you type in the what variable name and use the what F32. So if you have to print this one here too, let's print this here. Let's print it out and see what we are going to get. Print ln. Don't forget your exclamation mark. So this is the user's shoe size this way. Then you put your curly brace. After that, you type in your variable name, shoe size, and that is it. Let me comment out this ones here so that they will not interfere with our outputs. So having done that, let's run it. Let's run the program and see what it's going to give us. So you can see this is the user's shoe size 45.3. I can't use integer. If I were to use I32 here, I will run into error. Or if I'm to use the other. So you can see I'm running into error because an integer cannot accept a what? A floating number. Do you understand? An integer cannot accept a floating number, but a floating number can accept decimal point. Are you getting it? Integer cannot accept decimal points. The floating number can accept what? Decimal points. So in our next class on Rust, we're going to talk about operators. Are you getting it? We talk about operators. Then from operators, we talk about strings. Do you understand? But just make sure you do this assignment and practice all these things that we have talked about so far. So you can, on your own, go to the Rust compiler online, declare as many variables as you can declare, print as many things as you can print. Are you getting it? So you don't just learn by watching, you learn by practicing also. In fact, the recommended way of learning programming is by you practicing. Are you getting it? It's good to listen and look what other people are doing, but then practice on your own so that it will become part of you. Sometimes we make assumptions of, oh, I've seen how it works, I can do it. But then if you have not done it with your own hands, you can't really say that you know it. You can't really claim to know something that you have not, practiced on your own. So I will say you guys should also practice and do the the little task I gave. So in the next class, we are going to talk about operators. So you can also redirect. So we talk about arithmetic operator, arithmetic operators. We talk about relational operators. Talk about logical operators. And so on and so forth. Now, in the course of talking about these operators, we also touch some data types that you need to know. So that's that for today's class. Thank you very much for your audience.